I like to talk about the hard and the struggle as well. I like to talk about the shadow side. I have made friends with my shadow. My shadow is deep and dark. I've got a Scorpio moon. It's pretty intense. And for me, like, it's interesting because my journey of entrepreneurship reflects also this journey that I've had where I really feel like I'm unemployable, honestly. Like, I don't think I can be employed by anybody else. Kind of have to employ myself because I've got a lot of quirks. I came through a lot in my life, and I've had some really unique challenges that have shown up in the way that I've learned how to operate a business. What's that been for you? What have been some of the challenges? What are the things that still trip you up sometimes, if you're open to sharing?
So for me, it is, well, as we talked about before, like serial DIY. That has always been like who I am. And what I've realized throughout my journey is that is to like an extreme fault. It is something where I have struggled within that to think that I can do everything. And it almost built up like a wall for myself where I was now not able to ask for help and not able to look at the situation and be like, oh, I need help here in this area, or I can't do everything myself. So I would be, working 6 days a week, grinding everything out and not able to actually take the time for myself outside of the business, outside of all of these things. So that has been like one of the things that I've kind of struggled to get through. And I think this is something that kind of goes across all small business owners and entrepreneurs and where we sit. I think there is a shame that you feel, especially amongst other small business owners, where you're comparing yourself to them, you're working through these things. There is a shame when things aren't going well, when you are struggling. It's something that we are trying to actively now break that cycle. So in the new year, we're starting a gathering once a month amongst small business owners. And it is just everybody meets in different spaces around the city from different people from all different styles of small business, whether it's a bar owner or a clothing store owner. And it's just, we're getting together a group of like-minded people to be able to just get together and talk about what's working, but more importantly, talk about what's not working. And maybe somebody within there has been through that. But it's the idea to normalize that not all days are sunshine and rainbows. And no matter how hard you try to just portray your business outwardly as like success and all of these different things, it's like that's not the reality of a small business. That's not the reality of being an entrepreneur. It is overcoming these daily hurdles that you have to go over. And so for me, it was, and it's been like a really big year that I've been on a journey of reconnecting with myself, because as all of these problems, whether they were big or whether they were small, as all of these problems arose in my business, I would find myself being like, you can't show that. You can't feel that. You push that down and push that down and push that down and just keep portraying everything's all right.
Yeah.
Well, everything wasn't all right for me. And it started showing up in restlessness in my sleep patterns, where I would wake up at 4 a.m. and I would just be wide awake with all of these unchecked boxes in my brain where I was like, well, okay. And then I would come up with a few like, well, what if I do this? What if I do this? What if I do this? And then I would go in and maybe sometimes that would work. Maybe sometimes it wouldn't. So it was just this like vicious cycle. I wasn't seeing friends outside of work. It was like, I only saw my friends if they came to an event that I was having here or this kind of thing. And I felt that like I wasn't a proper partner for my wife, where there was so much taken out of me at work that I was completely spent when I came home. So I wasn't present at home.
Yeah.
Come home exhausted, fall asleep at 8 o'clock, wake up at 4 a.m., try and work out some problems in my head until I have satisfied that like fear in me enough to be able to fall asleep a bit. Mm-hmm. Get up, go to work, rinse, repeat. Mm-hmm. And so that cycle just kept happening and happening. So through therapy, through really creating boundaries for myself within when my day is done and when I'm present at home, those kind of things, that's been like a really big journey for me this year. And also investing in relationships. Like when we met and we were able to kind of talk about like, I really want to have a friendship outside of you coming to my shop and me making hats for you. Mm-hmm. Like we saw something in each other. We wanted to get to know each other more. Mm-hmm. I have that with a few different people where, and some of them being entrepreneurs as well, us kind of talking about like, let's not have this always be business. Mm-hmm. And so by creating those boundaries, I've been able to, I mean, don't get me wrong, I still have my 4:00 mornings.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I have been able to kind of start to try and build a healthy schedule that works for me. And also by realizing that I needed help and hiring more staff and like trusting in that staff to be able to help share the load and inspiring them to be a part of that journey.